Hello everyone and welcome back to the Devlog for Real Communism, my city builder game. This week was a decent one with some fun experimentation. Before we hop into it, please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to keep up with the progress of this game, and if you like the video, don't be scared to let me know by hitting the like button down below. It would also be really awesome if you would wishlist the game on Steam. You could find a link to that in the description below. Now let's take a look at this past week's progress. I started off the week by getting the work camp updated to the new actor-based inventory system. It's been a while since we've touched this, so as a quick reminder, the work camp has an area of effect around it. All forests and stone deposits inside that area can be harvested by the work camp. In the UI, the player can choose which resources to gather. After choosing the resource, the camp will automatically choose one of the forests or stone deposits to focus. One day later, the target will be harvested, and wood or stone will be added to the camp's inventory. Just like everything else at this point, these numbers are arbitrary and will likely be changed once I get to balancing everything out. But there's still something missing: animations. Right now the workers are just randomly walking around the work camp, and we need more out of these comrades. So I made some more animations in Blender, one for chopping wood and one for mining stone. That still doesn't totally solve our issue. They would look weird just randomly walking around the work camp chopping everything. So I made it to where the workers will go to the harvest target and randomly perform their actions there. Some polishing probably still needs to happen in this script, but the general idea is there. After that, I updated the well to be compatible with the new inventory system as well. This one was much simpler since there's no workers or anything. It just passively produces water over time. Then I started working on random stuff that popped up to me. I made it to where the player must build the town hall before building anything else. I also limited the player to one town hall. Something else I've noticed is that the current dish-based food system will be impossible to achieve for a brand new communist utopia, even a long-standing one in the real world. In the game, the player would have to build almost every building just to get their first dish, and I don't want to just grant the player all of the buildings for free. So I've changed the food counter to also count edible products that are stored at the Ministry of Food. Corn, potatoes, eggs, bread, etc. will all be able to be consumed by the citizens. To still incentivize the dish-based system, I want to add some element of happiness to the citizens if they consume a dish, whereas they won't receive that bonus from just a single food item. They'll just be sad little commies. Once that was done, I made it to where all homeless citizens will go to the town hall when the go home function is called, so that they aren't just standing in the military lineup or perpetually working 24 hours a day, even though that would be more realistic in a communist society. This past week, I had somebody email me in regards to doing music for the game. Shout out to Corey. Our conversation gave me a general idea as to what I could expect to pay to have music done professionally just for the game. It is pricey, and that's not to take anything away from Corey. He can certainly justify that price. The dude is talented. You can find a link to his YouTube channel in the description. That said, people tend to only have two types of resources: cash and labor. And unfortunately, I don't have too much of the former, so I'll likely have to make use of the latter. My music skills are... I want something else to get me through this semi-charm kind of life. Questionable. But I'm lucky enough to have two brothers that have some skills. Both of them are in bands. One is an instrumental band called Elysium, and the other is in a metal band called Yosemite and Black. Don't ask me what type of metal because I'm not a heathen, I don't know. You can find a link to both of their YouTube channels in the description as well. They should be able to help me make music at some point, but I know that they're both busy. All that to say, I spent some time learning music theory. It's not as complicated as I thought, but I've still got a bunch to learn on the subject. I also downloaded MuseScore, and as a way to get familiar with the software, I recreated a tune that I've been listening to recently. Then, in the spirit of Christmas, I started fooling around with Niagara particle systems in Unreal and made some snow. I also made the tune in MuseScore, not to brag or anything. That ended up being so easy that I made rain, some dust for a dry day, and that same dust, but windy. Pretty decent week, honestly. It was kind of random in terms of what got done, but I felt like it was a lot. I've got another 4-day work week coming up, so I'm hoping for another solid week of progress. Please check out the Steam page and wishlist the game if you're interested. The link is in the description. And if you want to keep up with the progress of this game, please subscribe to the channel. And if you want smaller, more frequent updates, you can follow me on X/Twitter at HaydenMarlowe_ or on TikTok at Marlowe Development. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.